We have had a doozy of a day.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
Welcome to the Horror Basement, coming to you from my home, and everyone else's perspective home. And we are serving up horror all over the land like biscuits and gravy. I'm one of your hosts, Johnny. We got Jim Jam, Yeti, and Angela here with us.
Hey.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see us, or you can watch this on YouTube, is what I should say.
Yeah, you totally can.
We're doing videos. Jim Jam's going to have some cool intros, right?
Well, they already seen it by the time you said this.
Well, but if they're
oh yeah, go check out the new intros I got.
Yeah, that way, awesome. I mean, try to entice people to go to YouTube to listen to us, Jim Jam. Okay, see our face.
Okay, motherfuckers, go to YouTube and listen to us.
Don't have him be your promotions guy.
And I've been doing this for 5 years.
But oh yeah, I could tell, definitely.
If you want to be really cool, oh shit, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
If you want to be really cool, you can listen to us on Spotify, mute your TV, and put us on YouTube, so you get like a full effect there.
Yeah, that's the only way to do it right there.
Yeah, that's the real way to do it. That's where you get all the secret hidden messages. Where the two,
yeah, really complicated. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I was just trying to get them to listen to it on the Spotify.
No. It's just that secret knowledge is fucking complicated to get to for a reason. So
yes, I understand where you're going with that. I understand.
It has nothing to do with trying to get more plays on multiple platforms.
Nothing at all. So, our first topic, we're going to talk about how is it worded? 5 everyday women that survive in horror movies. Is that how it was worded?
Yeah. I had it more as like your average woman who kind of, just the average woman who excels, so to speak, in a horror movie.
We have that, and that is because our $20 patron, Alex Hinman, suggested for the Furies, if you can donate to our Patreon, and at a certain level, you can suggest movies. So go check that out, if you want to, and we'll do that movie for you. Right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I should say who excels, but is being basically chased down or their life is threatened.
So they don't have to live they don't have to be living at the end of the movie, right?
No, they should come out victorious.
Oh,
I mean, I
shit.
So goodness.
Damn, I might take one off then.
What the fuck? It's a final girl kind of like deal,
Yeah.
I'll think on it.
You'll have time.
I took notes today, so
I got one note, and I'll save that for my new segment.
Oh yes,
nitpick of the week.
Yep. The nitpick of the week. That should be a T-shirt.
Well, hey, right now, man, you can get T-shirts real cheap.
Nitpicky Jim Jam. That's a new T-shirt. But you can't go
shirts like crazy.
You can go get T-shirts on TeePublic, and
when they're available, they got masks.
Yeah.
I was gonna buy one today, but
no,
they were kind of unavailable by the time I could get it.
People stopped hoarding toilet paper and started hoarding masks.
Well, I mean, if you can get cool designs on your mask now, everyone's gonna have to wear one eventually. So
yeah.
I seen one where they had like the Jason mask, the hockey mask, and then
that's cool.
And they had Leatherface. You know.
Nice.
But it was for the oh crap. The website didn't have finished products. You know, you could tell that they're made up. But it said that all the donations were going to the actors. Something. Gosh, I wish I could remember the website. And they're like $15. But anyways,
Yeah, that seems to be the going rate, like $15.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen the ones that are like? Oh man, I can't remember the company that makes them, but I know that in the pictures, all their masks are on giant gummy bears, but they look like ball gags, but they're like face masks.
Yeah, I saw those.
That's awesome.
Those are fucking great. People are being really creative with this shit. So
I think you're going to have to be.
Yeah.
Fun with it because, I mean, you know, it's stressful times you're getting out there, and it's like, well, how can I express my personality a little bit? You know, wearing this mask, you can't see me. You know, I seen a joke where the women that are like nurses and stuff that are wearing masks all the time, they don't do their makeup below the mask line. I don't know if that's true.
Yes.
It is.
That's awesome.
Why? Well, you're not going to wear lipstick, otherwise it's going to stick to the mask.
Well, they just said like the foundation. They're like, well, why am I going to, you know, use this $high foundation?
Yeah, I don't wear foundation, so. But yeah, I could see that.
Whatever it is, I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
What all women put on, you know.
Yeah.
Why am I going to waste this money on, you know, when I'm wearing a mask all the time? I was like, damn.
It's fucking.
They just have big lips on the outside of the mask with the makeup on it.
Yeah, and some of them open up. Have you seen that where some of the masks open up and they show a mouth?
Oh yeah. Like they unfold.
Yeah, they unfold a little bit, and there's like a mouth, like you can see teeth, like it's lips, and then you unfold it, and there's teeth.
Oh no!
Like I said, people are becoming really creative.
Yeah.
With it, we're all doing good. I'm pretty sure. I mean, everyone.
Yeah.
Hey, my Bell palsy is finally going away.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I can smile again, kind of.
You go watch last week's video. For the Beyond the Basics.
I look pitiful.
Yeah, and
sad.
Well, anyways.
What the fuck that mean?
Nothing. Who? I guess we can get into this. Who wants to start this off? I can go first.
All right, ladies first, Johnny.
I mean, well, we made her go first the last time because that's what you said was ladies first.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm saying you.
I think she made you go though. So I'll bite the bullet. I'm going to pick an obvious one here, but I got.
Are you doing them in any order or no order, just random?
I could do it in order if you wanted. It's more random, but a lot of mine are going to be new because I thought that y'all would probably go old school or, you know, like films that are a little bit older. I'm going, but this one's going to be older because it's a classic movie. Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode.
Fucking figures.
Because it was on your list.
Yeah, it's on my list. So,
well, you but it's an obvious pick. I mean, you know.
Yeah, there's going to be some crossover.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you got to think her character. I mean, she was just a little high school girl, you know. And
that's definitely normal.
Yeah, that's true. And somehow survived Michael Myers. You know, so I had to go there.
Times.
Yeah, multiple times. She has been. Yeah, she's still surviving his ass.
Yeah, and the new movie coming out this Halloween around there.
So, would she be the old girl?
Looking that way.
I mean, how many times is surviving Michael Myers trying to kill you?
Well, I took it so like, yeah. I mean, I guess for my list is more of actual people going after women.
Oh.
I didn't do like supernatural or anything. Just one of them is a little off, but that's how I did mine. So my list will probably look different from some of yours.
I didn't at all.
I went kind of weird, so we get some variety. So.
Go ahead, Daddy.
Oh, shit. I guess I'll go. Sorry, kind of the Jen from Revenge.
I have that too.
That was such a good movie, and she's such a killer character.
Yes.
But I was like,
isn't that the one where she gets pushed off a cliff?
Yeah.
That's why I had picked her, because it was like, here she was, just this side piece who you think is going to be the typical side piece. And then it gets really kind of creepy how they treat her and put her in this position. And then when they throw her off the cliff, they leave her for dead. But then she just unleashes havoc, and it's wonderful.
Yeah. There's like this. It's like the switch is almost supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I remember when we talked about the movie before, like it was a movie of the week, like fucking a long time ago. There apparently that painting in the living room of the house is like some like Hindu goddess of revenge or something.
Mm-hmm.
So like that may have played into it, like she fucking like some sort of spirit thing. I don't know, but it was just
symbolism.
Yeah, it could be, but it was just so fucking like sudden. She was just like a fun chick. She was just kind of groovy, you know.
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden, she's like a fucking killing machine, and stitching herself up in a cave and shit. It was, I don't know, it was amazing.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
So much blood.
Yeah. All right. So can I go ahead and go, or you want to go, Angela?
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna say Mary Beth from Hatchet.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
The Hatchet franchise.
One of my favorite, so had to definitely get that in there. But of course, the first movie, it wasn't played by Danielle Harris. The actress in the first one, I guess her agent got greedy and wanted more money for the sequel. So Adam said, "Fuck you. We'll just get Danielle Harris." I'm more known. So yeah. But she definitely is an ass kicker in them movies. A little ass kicker.
She was her dad and brother were the ones she was out looking for folks.
Yeah, her dad was played by Robert Englund, right?
Yeah. No, what was it? Dude, it's been so fucking long since I've seen Hatchet.
Yeah,
it was. But yeah, that's one of mine. She little ass kicker. That's what I'm gonna call her.
Well, I'll go with the obvious one for what I thought was obvious was Ripley from Alien.
Oh, son of a bitch.
I got her too.
Yeah, just I mean, I just liked how, she's intelligent. She's running this crew basically. She takes control, and she does what she needs to do.
Yeah, I was gonna. I didn't know if I was gonna include her because I thought of her and I was like, well, should I include her on the list? And then I was like, well, why not? She's a badass.
Yeah.
She takes control.
Yeah, well, she went on this. Well, the thing is she went on this expedition, and they weren't expecting any of this, And then so when it came time and it came to survival, she kicked it in gear.
Yeah, I actually had her on the list, but I swapped her out for Lori for Halloween. So, but yeah,
and I was going to put the chick off of not Mare on Elm Street, but I didn't.
Nancy.
Yeah, Nancy. In her place, like I was thinking, I'm going to go with one more recent. Samara Weaving. She played Grace in Ready or Not. I don't know if y'all seen that movie, but
no, yeah.
That's the girl from The Babysitter.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Hell, yeah, I guess it is. But that movie I really enjoyed that movie. I thought it was really good.
It was a horror comedy, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And but she gets married into a family, and she's got to fight for her life. You know, they got to try to kill her.
A game of hide and seek, pretty much, right?
Yeah, thought it was really good, and I mean, and like you said, she was somebody that come up from nowhere, and next thing you know, she's fighting back and pretty much kills everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was really entertaining. Sure.
Hope you didn't want to know the ending, Eddie.
I mean, I assumed going in that's how it was going to end.
Well, no, kills everyone. Somehow everyone dies, but
yeah.
Some people die by their own stupidity.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah! I'm gonna I want to see it. I just haven't got around to it yet.
It's a good movie. Yeah, it's worth watching.
It looks fun.
You're too busy watching movies like The Bad Nun or whatever.
Oh fuck! And I did spend like hours the other night. I was couldn't sleep, and I watched 2 different cuts of The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari and Murders in the Rue Morgue.
Never heard of that, but okay.
I've done that. I've been there.
I love Caligari, and Murders in the Rue Morgue was super fun. It was like the whole where King Kong carries the woman up the building. Mm-hmm. That was like they did the monkey steal on the woman way before King Kong. But anyway, my next pick was Marcia Kane from Cry for the Bad Man. It's new. I don't even think by the time this comes out, it'll probably be out. But it's Camille Keaton from I Spit on Your Grave. She plays this widow who lives in a small town in the South. Her house is out in the middle of nowhere, and these fucking entitled, rich, small town rich kids who've had everything handed to them because their daddy's rich. They want to take her house, so they decide they're gonna fucking come in, and they've got a contract fucking wrote up to where she sells her land and stuff. They're gonna come in with guns and fucking force her to sign the contract, and she just fucks them up.
Well, I'm glad this ain't a movie of the week because that whole movie would be my nitpick of the week.
There's nothing bad. I mean, not really.
The movie was, I really enjoyed that movie.
But going off yours, well, Angela, you want to add it? Well, you haven't seen it yet, have you?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, adding to the I Spit on Your Grave, that's my pick is Jennifer from I Spit on Your Grave, which it's the newer ones because I don't think I've seen the 70s version. I've only seen the remake and the sequels. So, yeah, Jennifer from I Spit on Your Grave. Good God, man, that woman, she just dumb decision to fuck with her. The most memorable one that stands out to me in the first remake is when she had him over the bath. She had him over the bathtub and slides the board under him, and then when she's ready, she pulls it out, and he has to, got to use them ab muscles. But
I surprisingly have never seen any of those movies.
Yeah, the original is more of, I mean, they're rape revenge, but the original definitely isn't so much her life is being threatened. It's that they raped her and she goes after them. So.
Yeah, but that scene I was talking about,
I know what
tub of acid. Well, I didn't say that. So yeah, my big ass, if that was on me, as soon as you pulled the board out, I'd be boom. Be over. Ain't no holding up for no time. Because I think she had his hands tied behind his back too. So yeah.
Oh shit.
And then the second sequel, she got one of the rapers, the guy, I don't think it's the same girl. But one of the girls, or the girl, she got captured the guy and kept him in like a sewer or something and cut him up real bad and then smeared his own shit in the wounds.
Thank God.
Why have I not watched these fucking movies?
Yeah, why not?
That sounds amazing.
That's fucking brutal, man.
Sounds pretty fucking gross to me, but whatever.
Number 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah, it should go. Sorry.
I had Maddie from Hush. So she got a disease when she was 13 that led her to be deaf and mute. And she's at her place, and basically this just random guy kills her neighbor, and she finds out he's there watching her, and then everything kind of ensues, and she manages to get him in the end. But it's a good kind of cat and mouse game.
Yeah, actually, I had her on my list as well. That is definitely a great movie.
Yeah.
Goodness, man, you've had everybody's got everything on your list, Jim Jam.
Yeah.
No one. I got one more left, and but no one said it yet. So, fingers crossed.
But yeah, Hush. I think we did that as a movie of the week once when it first came out. I believe.
Yeah,
it's a really good movie. I really enjoyed that movie. Thought it was well done.
Yeah,
it was really cool, and like you said, getting him using the arrow. Why can't I think of it's not a bow and arrow, but the fucking crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Just his weapon of choice. It's pretty brutal, when you shoot someone with a fucking crossbow. That has to suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gotta be the worst.
Yeah, or just an arrow in general.
Yeah, because you can't pull it out.
Yeah, it just seems like it'd be fucking. Ugh. I'm gonna go with something more new as well. Again, actually, it come out this year. Betty, I think her name's Gilpin. I don't know if it's Gilpin, but it's with a G. She played Crystal in The Hunt. I don't know if y'all have seen The Hunt. But she was just abducted, and they were put into a game for rich people to hunt them. Now, granted, I don't know if she's average. She had military experience, but they didn't know. So she come back. Yeah.
Yeah, they fucked up. Well, never mind. I won't say it. I'll spoil the ending for people.
Well, they fucked up. It's a good movie. You should go watch it if you can. Imagine it's streaming in places.
Our movie of the week is kind of similar to it.
Yeah, actually, it is. In a way, yeah.
Kind of.
I didn't even think about that, but yeah, it is a lot like in the way.
Yeah, it's also kind of like The Pest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what movie you're talking about, so.
And was the Pest and The Most Dangerous Game, and yeah. But
would Reindeer Games be something like that, or am I totally off?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Hey, what was that Ice Cube movie where they chased him down and tried to kill him?
That's what I'm about to say. There's one with Ice Cube in it.
Not Ice Cube, Ice Cube.
Ice-T, yeah.
Isn't that The Most Dangerous Game?
That's it. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that was it. I don't know
if you've seen that.
Have you seen that, Angela?
No.
Yeah, he lived in the city, and he was homeless, and they got him. He was running on a treadmill, and he could smoke cigarettes at the same time. They're like, "Yeah, we'll bring him out there." Well, a group of hunters hunt like rich people would hunt
I've heard of this movie, yeah, but I didn't see it.
Oh, Gary Busey's in it. Yeah, you need to.
It's pretty fucking good.
It's pretty good, yeah, from the early '90s, mid '90s. It's a good movie. What you got, Yeti?
Amanda from Get My Gun. If you haven't seen Get My Gun, it's on Shudder, and it's fucking great. This poor woman, she's doing all that she can to scrape by. She's like a maid at a hotel, and she's through like a fucking like misadventure, like her and her friend pranking each other. She ends up in a room where she's raped, and she gets And then she goes to put her baby up for adoption, and the woman who's trying to adopt it turns out to be a fucking psycho. So they end up, she and her friend are like in her friend's family's cabin out in the woods, and the woman shows up, and it kind of goes into like, kind of like Inside, where she's trying to fucking break in and cut the baby out of her. So she's got to survive this fucking psychopath who's trying to take her baby. So she's like 8 or 9 months pregnant, trying to fight off this fucking crazy lady. And it's fucking awesome, man. She's such a badass. She ends up like, and then like in the beginning of the movie, you see her, because it starts like she kidnaps the guy who rapes her later in the movie, you know? And or like, because it's like you see the kidnapping and she like puts a gun in his face and puts him in the trunk and shit, and then it's like fucking 10 months earlier or something like that. So she turns into a real bad motherfucker. It's super cool. Like, if you haven't seen it, fully recommend it.
I just real quick to go back to that one, correct the name of that movie. It's Surviving the Game.
Ah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure, put that. But anyways, yeah, that sounds pretty damn good. Sure.
Yeah, I have to check that out for sure.
Definitely.
Wrote her down.
So, all right, my last one that I have is Sarah from The Descent.
I ain't got that.
You could almost pick any of those girls.
Oh yeah,
they're all pretty badass.
Oh, is that where they got into the fucking cave?
Yeah, the cave like there. I think it's like in the Appalachian Mountains.
Nope. Fuck that. I can't be watching no claustrophobic movie like that shit.
They're good.
Oh yeah, them fucking creatures. They kind of have the same sound as the Predator does. I think.
The ticking, the clicking or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, the way she takes on them damn creatures down there, she's a badass for sure.
Yeah.
Not much for claustrophobic movies.
So that'll definitely be one that'll make you cringe, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty tense.
That's another one that I've been meaning to see, but just haven't. Like, it's on my list. It looks fucking really dope. And like, I've seen the creature design from it and stuff, and it looks pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I guess they were just people that were in the woods and went in that cave and evolved. And they're blind, of course, because they're in the dark all the time, but great hearing, though.
Bat people.
Yeah, they kind of, I guess they got the face of a bat, don't they?
Kind of, yeah.
Because their noses are real flat and stuff. But yeah, that would be my last pick since I had picks the same as everybody else. So yeah. All right, Angela.
I did Erin from You're Next. Basically, it's this family and they're rich. She marries into it, and I don't want to say too much if you haven't seen it because it's kind of like a giveaway, but she basically has to fight for her life, and it's a good movie.
Yeah, it's fucking great. It's one of my favorite home invasion movies, and she is a badass.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a while. Is that the one where they wear the masks?
Yeah. Like the animal masks? Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, that was a good movie, though. I haven't seen that one in a while.
One of my favorite parts of that movie is somebody takes a blender without the fucking picture on it, shoves it in the top of dude's head and turns it on. Like, I love little inventive kills like that. That shit was cool.
That sounds brutal.
I'm with you. I do too.
It was brutal. But I can watch that more than I watch someone rub shit on someone's fucking wounds. Just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, my last one, I went more recent, I guess, too. Again, I went with Jessica Ross character Tree Gelbin in Happy Death Day. I don't know if y'all seen that, but a killer's after her, and somehow she's reliving days.
Yeah. So it's Groundhog Day meets a horror comedy.
Do what?
So Groundhog's Day meets horror comedy.
Yeah. What'd you say, Angela?
I said they're pretty good movies, both of them.
Yeah, and I enjoy that whole time loop movies. So
yeah,
it falls in my wheelhouse of liking movies. So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good, and I guess I just like I say, seeing someone try to figure out how to stop what's happening to them, and eventually doing it. I haven't seen the second one though yet. So, but
yeah, it's not bad.
That's my last pick. Like I said, I try to went a little bit more recent.
I've got two more because nobody's had mine. Mine is Amber from The Night Sitter.
Oh yeah, that movie was made here in made in Nashville.
Was it?
Yeah.
I fucking love that movie. She's going to babysit for this fucking paranormal investigator guy who's just so fucking full of himself. And the characters are really likable, but she's like a fucking con artist. She's there to fucking to rob him, take all of his shit. And then some things happen and they're all in like all kinds of danger. And she's really steps up and fucking handles shit.
What'd you watch that on?
We got a screener for it.
Yeah, but I feel like it's somewhere else. I'm not sure.
I'll look it up and I'll send you a link.
Yeah. It's really good. It's one of those movies that kind of has like an 80s feel to it without, all the fucking gimmicky shit like fucking, because it's obviously made in the current day, but it has like the spirit of like an older movie.
Yeah. Yeah, like House of the Devil.
Yeah. But more lighthearted than House of the Devil.
Hey, it's free you can watch that movie on Tubi for free.
Oh, no shit.
Yep.
Sweet.
So, yeah, there you go. Angela, you can check it out on Tubi.
Yeah, let's see.
Does anybody else have any
I should have
more?
done honorable mentions, but I didn't. I was like, well.
I have one more. I don't know if it's a little far-stretched, but I did Clarice from Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, I thought about her to do that one.
Yeah.
And I kind of did her just because she is, it's not that she's so naive, because she's not, but she is in a sense, because it's all so new and it's such she is. She's a rookie. She's not even out of the academy. And she's basically dealing with a notorious serial killer on top of the fact that just to find a current serial killer. So, and then she has to use her wits when she realizes, oh shit, this is him. And the lights go out. And so, she has some training, but, like I said, she just doesn't have the experience. She doesn't have any of the street smarts yet, anything to go along with it. So,
yeah,
I got a question. I got a question about that since that movie. What's something Bill? What's the guy's name?
Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, Buffalo Bill. Did he have something to do with Hannibal? Or is that just two separate people? Like,
they're separate people. It was his patient.
Oh, it was his patient. Okay.
Yeah.
It has one of the most iconic lines in that movie, though, right? Puts the lotion on the skin or you get the hose again.
It's just.
Go ahead.
It's not.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's just such a shame that like all the sequels kind of fucking. I don't know. I don't feel like the sequels did her justice.
No.
She didn't reprise her role in none of them, did she?
No.
That's
Probably
too bad
saw the
too.
fucking script. Yeah.
I think it would have been better had she have.
Yeah.
You think she recognized how good that movie was and was like, yeah, probably don't need to step on it.
Yeah.
She knew she made a classic and was wanting to go out on top.
Fuck yeah.
All right, Yeti, you said you had one more?
Yeah, my last one is Anna from Martyrs.
I was waiting for that. I knew that was on your list.
Damn it, Yeti, I think
definitely.
I'm gonna have to find a Martyr shirt for you, or if not, I'm gonna get you one made.
It's such a fucking good movie, and she is the epitome, man. She was an orphan, and she fucking came up with her best friend, and she's always dealing with her friends crazy, and the whole time she's thinking her friend is fucking nuts. She's just like living through some sort of trauma, and then in the end she finds out that her friend was right the whole time, and it goes through like an indeterminate amount of torture. Like I'm thinking like weeks, months. They just methodically beat the shit out of her, and she's so stoic about it the whole time. Through everything, she's defiant and stoic. She doesn't really break until she transcends. She is.
Which is
why she
awesome. Transcends.
Yeah. There's because she has that. What was it? Making a victim is easy. Making a martyr is something completely different. Or so Mademoiselle goes into this whole philosophical thing. Like every now and then you find somebody who's got something special in them. So yeah.
So a different man to me. I just tease it.
Such a fucking.
Well, I still have yet to see Martyr, so I'm waiting on Yeti to make that a movie of the week.
Shut up.
It's gonna fucking happen. You wait.
Hopefully we'll just get patrons and they'll just keep donating and we'll never have to watch it.
Coward.
Yeti's gonna message him like,
"Hey, I will watch it. Don't get me wrong, I will watch it. If you put it on as the movie of the week, I'm not going to shy away from it."
It's not like a Serbian film where everybody freaks. I don't think it's like that at all.
No.
It's really good.
It's good. It's really well shot, and it's it's violent, but it's not super gory, or there's no like where the Serbian film there's all that weird sexual shit. There's no
it's not
sexual
like that.
shit in there. It's affecting. Like you feel it. It's one of those. I don't know. It's visceral, but it's not like you don't feel dirty after you watch it.
Whew, you definitely do after watching a Serbian film.
Just hollow.
I guess that could be a little bit better.
Yeah, no, it is.
That makes me feel great after watching a movie. Amanda, and do it.
No, go ahead. Sorry,
I had two things in my head. I was looking down. Angela, what's your last one?
I gave it already. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me throw this out here. What do you think about Ash from the Evil Dead? With them, and the only reason why I asked is because, like, I found my list on my own, but then I started looking it up, and someone put on there that he could technically be a final girl because his name was Ashley, and that they kind of like fit him in there because of the way that he acted in the movie to fit him into that role so that he would live in the original. What do y'all think about that?
You mean that he was supposed to be female?
Well, no, that they pushed him a little bit that way. You know, where he wasn't as masculine in the first one, to where he could fit that role. I just seen that and I was like, I don't know about that shit.
That sounds like a fucking stretch.
Yeah. The whole point of it is your average female. It can be outpowered, overpowered. I can't even talk. Overpowered by a man, and or men, and so that's obviously that's demonic stuff. That's something completely different. So that's why I didn't get that impression.
I seen that and I was just like, I have to bring this up just because.
Yeah, no.
To me,
I on my own, but I wanted to search out what people claimed as the ultimate final girls were, and that was on one of the lists, and I was like, oh, I'm bringing this up.
But I don't even feel like a lot of the final girls are all that great, to be quite honest. Like everybody's dying around them, and they happen to be the one that lives. In the typical like slasher type films.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that was somebody who was like, I want to write about Evil Dead, but I don't have anything new to say, so I'm just going to make some shit up. Been there. Or I want to do this list, but I only got 9, and I need an extra one.
It was like 13 or something, but I think it was just, like you said, though, to a little bit of controversy in there. Like, oh, this guy's writing that Ash was, click on
this will get some engagement.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That's why I just thought I'd bring that up, because I thought it was funny.
Can't hate.
With that, we'll move into the movie of the week.
Or the movie of the week. Tonight on the movie of the week.
Movie of the week is The Furies from 2019. Funny thing is, when you go to IMDb on this movie, it says release date is July 31st, 2020. So I don't know what that means. Maybe
we got a glimpse into the future.
Maybe that's when it was going to be, but I don't know. In the U.S., because this movie was made in, it says country of origin is Australia and United Arab Emirates.
Huh.
I don't know how that works.
Maybe it got edited over there.
Yeah. But some sort of funding maybe from, I don't know. But it had a $25 million Australian budget, from what I took at it, because it said AU dollars. But The Furies is a movie. A friend and a girl and her friend go out tagging one night, and they wake up in a box in the middle of nowhere. And it opens up with a girl, because I wrote notes on this one actually to try to keep a little bit of a. It opens up with a girl being chased. And is it an ash forest? Is that what kind of wood that is? The forest, the woods. What kind of trees?
We'll go with that.
On them. Yeah, I just said that because I was like, is that what an ashwood forest is? Maybe somebody else knows. And a guy kills. Wait.
Over like me trying to read, motherfucker.
No, I worded it way wrong. Oh no, a guy kills a Hills Have Eyes looking fellow and carries off another girl. Like that's how it opens. Like she's running through the woods. The very first scene, a girl's running through the woods. Another guy comes up. He kills somebody that looks like they have fucking Hills Have Eyes. Fucking deformed is what you think at first. And he carries the girl off. And this movie was directed and written by Tony Diagino. I don't know how to pronounce his fucking name. But that's how it starts off. I don't know if y'all want to go in more. I could read more of like a little bit of what's happening.
I
what?
I watched it this morning, so I'm still kind of fresh on it. one of the big takeaways for me was that when they like grunt or scream or something, they still manage to have an Australian accent, and I found that like endlessly fascinating.
I didn't pick that at all.
What did the guy characters? They didn't talk at all. Did they have their like mouth sewn shut or something?
We don't know. They grunted. Well, I think we could get into that because what happens is Kayla, which is I think her name's Airly Dodds, and Maddie, her friend Maddie, Ebony, Vagulines, or they're like I said, they're out tagging, and they get taken. I mean, it pretty much opens up where the one girl's tagging, and then Maddie's tagging something about the patriarchy, and Kayla's like, "Well, I don't want to do it," and Maddie's like, "Well, you can't be weak all the time," and they have a fight because Maddie has Kayla has epilepsy. It's like, I can't be there for you all the time. So it kind of tells you a little bit of, I don't know. I'll let on what was going to happen. So they wake up in a box in the forest and are woken up by a really hot forest. Actually, they're just in a field right now, but yeah, they are. Some of them are in. And they're waking up by a loud ass noise. And Caitlin's looking for a friend. And
so they have something embedded in their eye, right?
It's an implant. It's a retinal camera that's embedded into their eye before they're placed into the forest. All the women are placed in boxes labeled beauty with a number, and the men that have all the different masks on are labeled beast with a number, and each male and each female are paired. So in other words, if you kill the female, then the male counterpart will die.
And the one less than 30 minutes into this movie, I was like, well, they're obviously paired with the beast. You know what I'm saying? Before they let it out that they were paired with them. I don't know if y'all picked up on that quick or
yeah.
That was in the opening scene, pretty much, right?
Yeah, and that's why I was like, well, they kind of just let all that shit go. Like, I wonder if anybody missed this. You know? Oh, and if you haven't watched this movie, you might want to go watch it.
Yeah, you watch it on Shudder.
Yeah, it is available on Shudder. Yeah, like you said, it's the girls are beauties and the guys are beasts from like Beauty and the Beast shit, you know. And with Kayla, it's perceived at first that when she has a seizure, they don't come out and say it, but she can see through the eyes of the killer somehow. I guess it fucks up, it glitches.
Well, I guess it's because there's a connection between
the brain.
Whatever.
Okay, that's where I was. That's where I was getting fucked up on. Why was she able to see that? I didn't realize she was having seizures when. I don't know why, but yeah. But now it makes sense.
She's having a seizure and it messes up. It glitches the camera and she gets into the feed of their radio signal.
Mm-hmm.
Like it mixes up the feeds. It's the way I took it.
That's pretty cool, though, that they did that. To, incorporate the epilepsy with being able to do that or something.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of cool. I thought the fucking camera implant. I thought that whole thing was really dumb. It's just me.
Well, it's their way to tie it into the virtual reality that these rich men are watching. And, and at first I kind of wondered if somehow like, okay, so each member that is part of this club for the VR game, because you see at the end that the perspective, and then he's seen through the killer's perspective. I wondered if they're if they're just sitting back watching it, but if it's virtual reality, are they, in a sense, these really wealthy men and they get to kind of act out their kills? So they get to, they have, like, say you have Joe over here. Joe gets kidnapped. He's tossed in the forest, but then rich guy gets, Joe's acting on behalf of this rich guy. So when he puts on the mask, he gets to kind of see through, and it's almost like a game for them. So whoever comes out triumphant. I mean, I don't know. There's different theories that I was wondering, but they don't really go into it.
Anything. They don't go into anything in this movie.
Well, I think it's a low budget movie. I'm just curious if it was a $25 million budget, because I wondered about the set more than anything. Like, if they found that set somewhere, because it was an old mining town.
Yeah.
Out in the middle of the woods, or if they built it.
It wouldn't have cost that much to do that. I liked the set a lot. I thought. The playground.
Oh yeah, no. I really liked the set. It was just, I didn't realize that they had a $25 million budget when I first seen the set.
I thought overall the movie's not bad at all. Like, when I first watched, I watched it twice, but when I had first seen it when it came out, it was I was really kind of captivated. But then as we're introduced to a couple of the characters, one specifically, I just felt it was underdeveloped, and it doesn't matter. Budget has nothing to do with an underdeveloped script. I mean, you're taking a premise that isn't anything new, and that's fine. That kind of stuff doesn't bother me. It doesn't have to be a brand new premise, because you're getting different perspectives from different directors. And I really like the female lead character. And I think even like Sheena, she was the blonde. Her character makes sense. If you're pinned and you don't know somebody and you're playing a game, it's survival of the fittest. Some people, you're going to see different characters come out. And so you have, Kayla, she's all about her friend, probably because they did get in a fight. And this is her friend who's always there for her. So she's determined to get her. Plus, she seems like she's genuinely a nice person. So she is going to kind of look out for other people as well. You have, God, what was her? Rose. I couldn't stand that character. Horrible character.
Like, she is, like I said earlier, like in the chat, like, she is in a movie full of characters that I didn't give a fuck about. She was my least favorite.
Yeah.
She was like, to me, it was like she was written to it feels like she was written to be like a sullen child, but then they were like, oh, you can't put a little kid in this.
I was saying, I think she was putting on an act. I think she was just putting on this stupid act, because you even get glimpses of it where she's like, I'm going to fucking win this thing. I don't care what I need to do, Right. And if she truly was that meek and all of that, she wouldn't have just sliced, the throat. Her friend. She would, you see the turn. She's trying to manipulate. Just the character itself was so annoying.
Yeah, she really was.
Yeah.
Was played by Linda New, is I think how you spell it, or just pronounce it. I mean, but she, to me, if you listen to her, she said that I thought we were friends, but you can't trust anyone just because behind a computer screen or some shit. So I'm thinking she's never really had a friend.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, she definitely comes across as somebody who's probably isolated.
She's a brat.
But she's a homeschool as well, so she probably interacts a lot on the computer, and because she isn't very good with social interaction, she's a little off in general.
Well, and also, if you notice, in all these people that got picked, they were doing something wrong. I don't know if y'all picked up on that. Because the one girl that was at the beginning, she was still in a vehicle. So I took it as they found criminals, that people, they'd been watching people or had seen people that were committing crimes,
Yeah, but what did the Rose do? She was just in her house.
Well, I'm wondering if she wasn't online bullying. You know what I'm saying? Like some sort of weird. Like
She made it sound like she was the one who was being picked on.
But maybe I don't know. You know, because if everybody was doing something wrong, she had to have done something wrong to be there, right?
But it could just be random.
Could be.
Yeah, because I mean, like,
but
I don't know.
Beast to come out and just fucking be brutally just killing.
Well, their goals could be to survive as well. We don't know anything about them.
Nothing.
So,
did you notice?
Yeah,
nothing.
Did you notice
I
what
wish
they were
they would
wearing?
have said that though.
Did you notice what they were wearing?
I noticed one was wearing a skin of a person.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if they didn't take the beast from the past and just make freaking clothes out of them and just put them on the other. You know what I'm saying? Like the ones that got killed, they just took their skin off and just put it on.
Well, I'm wondering too if they've been there for a while. So if you survive, you just stay in this game. The men, I'm talking about the beasts, because the one beast, you know, he had feet and stuff tied to him. So I mean, they could have came from other victims that he's killed from other games. So I mean, the beasts are a whole nother story that you can speculate because there really isn't anything given on them.
Yeah.
No, nothing at all.
So my new segment is nitpick of the week, and my nitpick of the week is at the beginning of closer to the beginning. I don't remember what girl it is, but she gets her face cut off with an axe. Just got to say how fake that looked, but other than that, yeah, that was my nitpick.
That was my favorite part of the movie.
Well, it's my nitpick.
The special effects were phenomenal.
Yeah,
I thought
it was just one.
Great.
It was like a split second. You could tell that it was fake.
Well, everyone knows it's fake.
They're not going to cut her face off.
Well, you know.
Otherwise, this movie would be really fucking expensive to watch.
Yeah.
I think even Fangoria or somebody put it in one of their top lists of kills and stuff.
Well,
yeah.
Talking about.
I think it's more shocking. I mean, it didn't look real. I mean, don't get me wrong, but
I thought that they did. I even watched it again and I was like, wow, I thought it was really well done. I loved when they did the eye and she scooped it out and stuff. I thought the effects on this were the strongest part of the movie.
Yeah, it's like the only part about this movie that I liked.
It was just that
they're
part.
Really good. It's just like I wondered how they did the face when they were peeling it back. I was more just looking at it like, oh look, I wonder how they, you know, who took the time to make that makeup, you know?
Yeah, and the way they did it, it was just like so fucking drawn out.
Yeah,
and uncomfortable.
And close up.
Yeah, and you know, axes are like never fucking sharp. They're not sharp like that.
That's another part of the whole thing is that axe wasn't that damn sharp.
Yeah, he had already like been throwing the damn thing around and stuff, but he just scooped it like fucking just like a putty knife. Yeah, that made it even better for me. It was just like fucking. It was just so brutal. Like that was my favorite part of the movie. It kind of reminded me of like one of my favorite kills in horror movie history is in Wrong Turn, where they're up in the tree and old girl screams and he hits her in the mouth with the axe and the body just kind of falls and you're left with the head staring at you. It kind of reminded me of that. So it was.
Oh yeah. Well, they had a similar look also when they split the dude used the axe and split girl's head down the middle.
Oh yeah, that was good too.
Her head just folded open. But yeah, that was just my only one that it kind of stood out as.
Jim Jam nitpicking. I mean, come on, you know.
Yeah.
I do. I will say this movie
that's my only nitpick. That's my only nitpick.
Really good.
What's that?
The movie looked really good. Like the special effects, cinematography, all that shit was really good.
Yes.
It definitely didn't look like a low budget movie.
I will say this. that the first time I was kind of a little like, really? I felt so invested in a sense, and then after it ended. But when I watched it again, I actually liked it better the second time around.
Yeah.
I caught more. I picked up maybe a few more things, but it's still, it has a lot of problems. Like I said, it's the script is short, and I'm not somebody. I don't need tons of character development. I don't need this and that. If it's a good visual and story going on and everything, that's okay. It's like Cube. You don't always know. You just see these people dumped into something, and now they have to survive and figure it out. I'm okay with that. But, give me just a little bit, as far as, okay, these beasts, I'd like to know, a little bit more about that. Yeah, or just even a little bit more about the game itself, just a touch bit, more what the viewer, what are they getting out of it is something, but I don't need complete answers. I don't mind vagueness in the movies, but this definitely was a little short in some areas, and I could have done without Rose.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
You had to have Rose. You had to have Rose in the movie to finish it.
It could have been played better.
She could have been a better character.
Yeah, it didn't need to be the
annoying crybaby bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Like he said, like a kid. Like, she's annoying. She don't know. And
she's like Bob from fucking House by the Cemetery.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure, you needed the character, but goddamn it, you could have done better.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, you can have somebody be terrified and weak and be quiet, or be manipulative in other ways. It doesn't have to be full blatant whiny.
Yeah.
Let me go with this. With knowing that you hate her, right? Well, she survives the game, and she's going to continue playing the game. She's not getting out.
I mean, so that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the takeoff was like, well, she's annoying, but she's not going anywhere. She's going to die eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's why they put it in there,
but she didn't know that.
Do you think they set it? Do you think they set it up for a sequel?
Oh, they did. They tried.
Yeah.
It probably won't get one, but
yeah, I won't watch it. My two major complaints with this movie is, with all the really great special effects, there's a scene where the woman is sitting in front of a tree, and homeboy grabs her arms and puts his foot on the tree and fucking rips her arms off.
Yeah.
But before the arms come off, it cuts away. So he does that shit off screen. It's like, you fucking cowards. Show me the arms being ripped off. You showed me a face cut off not 5 fucking minutes ago, and you can't show some arms being detached from a torso?
They spent their money on it. On the face.
Do you think when it come back to it and showed her arms, I would have thought that it would have come out right about here, but it was like halfway down and stuff.
Yeah, it's like right above her elbows.
I would think that it would come out about as the armpit area. You'd think, but
I don't think it would happen at all. But that's just me. I think you'd have to be pretty fucking strong.
Yeah, you might be able to dislocate the shoulders, but I mean,
yeah.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, why are you doing the old Jason kill? You know what I'm saying? Like ripping her arms off. Same with, I don't know if they were trying to nod to Jason, like give like, hey, I really like, Friday the 13th, because they did the axe handle throw. They did the axe throw.
Yeah.
Twice.
He sucked, by the way. At that.
Well, he missed the first one, but he hit the second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that?
He didn't hit it in the head, but
I did really like that, where she's like, oh, it hits her in the spine, and then she's like, okay, I'm okay. And then she reaches back and feels the axe handle sticking out of her back. Freaks the fuck out. I did like that.
It's like adrenaline, like, oh shit, something hit me, and then it's like, oh god, something really hit me.
Oh shit.
Well, I thought it was interesting too. There's so many questions, and you can. The only problem is you would just theorize, and they were wondering the same thing. Like, so when one of the beasts dies, his head explodes, but it doesn't always happen, and so it's interesting, like what, and because the beast whose head exploded, he wasn't dead. You know what I mean? She didn't finish him off or anything. But you heard the beep, so apparently he did something, and I think the game did it. The people in control of the game, and made his head explode. So I was kind of curious, like, okay, what did he do?
Well, it said later that when such and such died, the guy's head exploded, but I don't think that lines up. And even if so, how the fuck did she know that? Like,
from the first one, from that first kill. Oh, or the one girl died in the woods, and then come after her, and then his head exploded in front of her or some shit.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, he didn't die the very first time.
No. I'm not talking about her. I'm not talking about Kayla's beast. I'm talking about she knew from.
I'm not either.
Oh well, I don't know which one you're talking
about. Like from the fight inside the little cabin. Where she's like going at him with a knife, and then he backs off, and then poof, the head pops. Is that the one? Because that's the one that threw me off.
Yeah. Well, either way, there's no rhyme or reason.
No, there's not.
To it. So that's why I was feeling like, I was wondering if the people who is controlling the game, if there's different rules for them, and they did something. And then that's why their head exploded.
See, at first I thought maybe she was like the chosen one to win. Because I had a thought at the very beginning, like when I seen that shit, was maybe this is all fake and she's just like in a fucking seizure. And I was like, I hope to God this ain't the case for this movie.
That would have been a better ending.
Like she wakes up and none of it actually happened, and I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
So she had a seizure.
If that shit would have happened.
Given the choice between the ending we got and that ending, I would have been probably less pissed off.
Well, let's talk about the ending.
Let's do that.
We might as well. How it ends is Maddie gets killed by Rose, as we kind of said, and Kayla scoops her eye out where the receiver is to get past the monitor. And then somehow, or the fence that beeped really loud, the barrier. And somehow she tracks down, which that's what I didn't understand totally.
Well, apparently there was like a corporate branding on the,
on that light.
Why she took the light.
Which is dumb as shit, because if you've got a thing that you're using to keep people in a fucking murder game, let's not put the logo on the back of it. And then
but what if you're making that equipment and you have nothing to do with the murder game? Like if you're just making the equipment and someone went out and bought it.
I mean, sure.
I mean, in theory, we don't know how much time has passed and how much research she's done and what she's done. The point is just to get her from A to B.
Yeah, but to me, honestly, it's this great scene where she's walking up to the thing and she sees it and she puts together that there's a thing in the fucking eye implant that sets off the alarm when she crosses a certain line, so she fucking scoops her eye out, which is really cool. To me, because like in the beginning we see all the fucking things, the production logos and stuff. One of them's Odin's eye, and she takes out her eye to be able to get free. In Norse mythology, Odin sacrifices his left eye at the well of Mirror for all the knowledge of all that is, was, and will be. So it's like this really cool kind of fucking moment where she fucking sacrifices her eye to get what she needs. And then she fucking, and it's this really great long shot as she walks past the thing, and she snaps the monitor off and carries it off, and it's perfect. That's where you end. That's where you roll the fucking credits. But no,
I agree.
For the next 5 minutes, it becomes a revenge movie.
See, and I thought that's where it ended.
And I think that's why so many people think that they were maybe potentially trying to do a part 2. In the hopes that if they did, that's why they added that part on.
So would y'all recommend just telling people once she's walking, just cut the movie off?
No.
I would recommend watching something the fuck else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've watched this movie twice as well. And the first time I didn't really watch it all the way through. Shudder plays like whatever the fuck it wants after the movie's done. We had watched a movie and whatever, and I caught bits and pieces of it and kind of caught most of the ending, and I was like, well, that was decent. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll watch it again. It was pretty decent, kind of violent. I didn't really fucking get much out of it because I missed a bunch of it. So then I watched it again this morning, and it was decent. It's kind of violent. Really didn't get much out of it. So, there's this movie's been done better, fucking numerous times.
I definitely didn't think it was horrible.
No, I didn't hate it, but
I think if anything, it's good for a watch in the sense of visually.
Yeah. Me overall, I didn't think it was a bad movie. It just, I don't know. It didn't bother me. I watched it. It could be better. Could it be better? Yeah, but
yeah, absolutely.
Even the ending, it would have been nice to know a little bit more stuff. But for her to come out and it become a revenge movie, it's kind of like, okay, she's gone crazy.
That's fucking dumb.
Crazy.
I would have liked to have seen it just end, like Yeti said.
Or, alternately, less of the game, more of the revenge plot.
Yeah, that would have.
Because that was kind of interesting.
I like the game too, and see, that's what they were probably thinking is, well, if you like the game, maybe you'd like the revenge plot. And
you think that if they do a sequel, that's what the sequel will be, was the revenge of it?
Well, I hope
or
so.
More explanation.
The sequel will probably be Rose playing the game, and for the last 10 minutes, we'll get old girl with one eye doing some revenge shit. Also, she breaks into this man's house, starts talking all this shit about the game, hands him the doohickey, and he's like, oh, and then she takes her sunglasses off, and he's like, oh, I recognize you now. If she would have went in there with a fake nose and a mustache, she would have never known.
No.
I don't know. I didn't hate it, but I wouldn't recommend it.
If you got Shudder, go watch it,
Yeah,
to me, it's a rainy Saturday movie,
Yeah.
You can't do nothing else, which a lot of people can't do anything anyways.
Yeah.
I would
lock down.
I say go in without expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already ruined it for you, so.
Yeah.
You're fucked anyway.
If you've watched literally everything else on Shudder, might as well give this one a watch.
I've seen a lot worse.
I have too. I've seen a lot worse that I enjoyed a lot more.
Yeah, like Yeti's movie last week.
What was the movie last week?
No, I don't think
House by the Cemetery.
House by the Cemetery was leaps and bounds better than this movie.
Did Yeti choose that?
Yeah.
Oh, well. I don't know about that, Yeti. But
well, hey, Angela, since you're a frequent now and everything, you get to pick next.
Whoa.
Oh? She's like, what?
You didn't even prepare me for that.
Well, you ain't got to pick now. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
You have time.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
That's what he does. He likes doing that shit to people.
Well, off the top of your head, what you got?
Got all nervous. He's like, what the fuck?
I was just saying, for the next episode,
I got you.
You can pick.
We got 2 weeks. We got 2 weeks.
Yes.
Worse.
If that's what you want to do.
Oh Lord.
I can send y'all a link. I'm just saying.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
All right, Johnny. I guess that's all we got, y'all. We out.
peace.
Y'all have a good one.
Now it's time to say
Wow.
I would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You're all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. Or that is, spooks and spells. Take your shirt off. Y'all come back now, you hear?